stories. So, Brian, sometimes you and I do some hand wringing on the show about doing too much AI stuff and losing track of enterprise fundamentals. But we get back to that with another blog from Upper Edge, which is one of the blogs that takes the most unflinching look at enterprise implementation issues. This one is by Sam Bea. It's not a long blog, but man, it's a good one. And it hits on the uncomfortable reality of how implementation risk still ends careers. He talks about things like budget overruns, the quiet departure of capable leaders. Complexity has exploded. Delivery models have shifted risk. I think that's a really huge one. And a really key one, customers often lack leverage once delivery begins, right? So you lose it if you don't get it during the contract, and then you're trying to scramble later. Anyway, it's a real good problem statement around all of that. And then also some suggested solutions, including clear enforced accountability, early identification of risk signals, which is a really big one for me. You could have a long conversation about how to do that using today's tech. And then also independent oversight that has no delivery revenue at stake. I really like that one. Granted, some of this is in UpperEdge's self-interest, but since they only take money from customers and not vendors, I think they can get away with that in this case. So a very strong blog and not full of AI verbiage.
So what I really liked about this piece is there was a little bit of a compare and contrast going on in the copy where he talked about the way, let's say, ERP implementations took place, say, 10, 20 years ago and beyond. And at those, you spent a lot of time up front doing a preliminary systems design where you baked in exactly what you want the new system to do. And then you marshaled the troops and the resources and you delivered exactly that. In contrast, in the more modern age, what's been going on is you kind of have a rough, squishy idea of what you want to do. And an implementer will give you a price for doing that. And then you get launched into a series, a never-ending cascade of change orders because you're using like agile kinds of development methods to build this stuff out. And you keep finding and changing things along the way. To me, that was the part of that whole story that really jumped out because it's true. What you used to do, I used to do in doing arrangements with clients was to spend that upfront time and really get it nailed down. And that way there would be no surprises. And to this day, that's still the way I approach work with clients.